Wimbledon has just passed us by very quickly, and many stories are coming out of it. Nothing insane happened this year, but some incredible stories from certain athletes are here to inspire a new generation of athletes. So stay tuned to today's video as we discuss how cancer was a blessing in disguise for this player. First up, what did Ryan Peniston have to say about all of this? Ryan Peniston was cheered at by the crowd and even loudly by his parents when he won his debut singles match at Wimbledon just a few weeks ago. Ryan is a legend and shows that cancer isn't something that halts everyone's lives. He proved that having cancer at a young age made him stronger and a fighter. Ryan at the age of 1 was diagnosed with cancer, a tumor near his stomach called rhabdomyosarcoma. This needed regular appointments with doctors and, of course, chemotherapy. Despite all of this in his younger years, he pushed through and became an amazing tennis star, inspiring millions of younger athletes. Speaking about his cancer battle during the post-match press conference, Peniston said, "It made me definitely tougher as a player and as a person, I think. It's a blessing in disguise, really. It's such a terrible thing to go through, especially for my family, my close friends," he added, "but it gives me so much strength. I've had some really nice messages from some foundations and people as well, like families that have gone through similar stuff. It's really special to receive those kind of messages. It puts everything into perspective, really." Peniston added that his recovery had been a long journey and difficult, but super rewarding, and he will be celebrating his win with his family. "It's been unexplainable, kind of the feelings that I have, thinking about the past times and where I've been able to get to now," he said. Britain's number 6 added that his parents' presence at the game was really nice. "Some points in the match you kind of have to just look around a little bit and see your friends and family there as well," he said. "Everyone, they're just having a great time. It's special. It's amazing to see someone like Ryan do so well in the athletics world, especially at something like Wimbledon. He is an inspiration to many and should be proud of what he accomplished just a few days ago. Wimbledon is usually a place full of competition and drama, but Ryan's story really stood out amongst all of that. He showed everyone that even someone who has gone through all of that trauma in their lives can become an insane athlete to inspire millions. Ryan's story is something we need to hear more about as more and more children believe that they cannot have a normal and fulfilling life after being diagnosed. Let's turn that around. Let us know down in the comment section below your thoughts on Ryan's story and how you feel about his ongoing legacy for younger athletes who have illnesses like he did. And now, stay tuned for some more Wimbledon content. Next, Andy Murray has apologized to his fan base after finally returning to tennis after Wimbledon loss. Andy Murray finally made his triumphant return to Wimbledon this last month, but sadly couldn't perform as everyone had expected. When it comes to Andy Murray, people expected a phenomenal performance from this British legend. However, his return wasn't as triumphant as many had hoped, as he sadly left Wimbledon with a poor performance. His next match after the Wimbledon loss was just a week or so ago now, and he started to apologize for his poor skill and the standard of tennis he displayed during Wimbledon. He apologized for the loss against John Isner in Wimbledon and went on to defeat his American counterpart in his return to the court. It took him less than an hour into his return bout to finish off his opponent. Now, Sue Barker has rejected a new BBC contract as Novak Djokovic's wife is left furious. Wimbledon saw the loss of a few matches, but mainly saw the loss of one of Britain's biggest tennis presenters. This was all amongst the defeat of Nick Kyrgios to Novak Djokovic in the men's finals. With Novak defeating Nick in the finals just a few weeks ago, it looks like the Serbian is going to drop down rankings despite winning a 4th showpiece match on the court. Though he won his last 6 Grand Slams, Novak is ranked 3rd in the world and is going to drop to 7th even after beating Kyrgios. This is happening because of the most recent bans from the Rules Committee. Wimbledon banned Russian and Belarusian players from competing in the event, and their ranking points have been removed altogether. This means that Novak will drop the 2,000 points he earned from winning the 2021 All-England Club. This is the first time since August of 2018 that Novak has been outside of the top 6 spots. It's a sad day to see this happen, but also a sad day as Sue Barker is leaving the commentary crew. She had been presenting for over 30 years and seemingly wants to retire. This was her last Wimbledon as she had not signed another contract with the BBC. Tributes were made during the events and social media was flooded with people talking about how amazing a host she has been over the last few years. What an incredible woman who put on an incredible last show for her fans and her legacy, of course. Next up, what are the earnings for the semi-finals and finals of Wimbledon? Our next piece of Wimbledon content comes from a massive question online: just how much the earnings for the event are. People sit down and tune into Wimbledon every year that it's on, but they never really think about how much the winners and runners-up earn. It's a pretty common thing for viewers to comment on the large amount of money these stars must be making, but no one ever asks the exact amount. So here we go. Let's talk about the earnings of Wimbledon. The overall prize pot is shared out amongst the men and women's sections of the event. The complete total comes out to be £40,350,000 for this year. Each year the prize pool changes, but it is always equal between the two sides. 2020 2021 saw a dip in the prize pool with around £35,016,000, meaning that this year saw an increase in prize money. The winners of the singles tournament at Wimbledon earned £2 million each, along with each round they won in the lead-up giving them even more money. The semi-final set are given around £535,000 each. Here is the breakdown for the men's and women's singles earnings. The winner earns £2 million. The runner-up gets £1,050,000. Semi-finals get £535,000, whilst the quarter-finals gets £310,000. Then the third round gets £190,000, second round gets £120,000, and finally, the first round gets £50,000. It's all an insane amount of money, but it's all well earned by these insane athletes. Finally, Roger Federer has been warned he could be treading in the same steps as Serena Williams for his comeback. The final piece of Wimbledon news comes from the comeback of Roger Federer. He has been warned that he needs to avoid a similar fate to Serena Williams if he is to make a comeback at the ATP Tour. He has now been out of the game since 2021 and has gone through a terrible knee injury and surgery to fix it. His current injuries ruled him out of Wimbledon this year, as it would have been stupid of him to compete in any shape or form. Despite all of this, he has vowed to return as soon as he can, meaning he will return for the ATP Tour. This is going to be before he retires. This sounds very familiar if you are an avid tennis fan, as it's similar to what happened with Serena Williams years ago. Just like Roger Federer, she had a terrible injury and was on the sidelines because of it. She made a comeback and it was set to be incredible. Sadly, she couldn't recreate how she once was and suffered a defeat before retiring afterwards. She just wasn't ready to come back, and it caused her to end her career before she could ride off into the sunset with one last win. Federer was warned he could see the same fate as Williams, but he is confident that things won't turn out the same way. Both stars are as big as one another, and Federer having the same fate would be insane to see. It's not something people want, as Federer is one of the best, most well-respected tennis players in history. If he's going to retire, he either needs to do it because of the current injury or after a win once he is all better. What do you think? Let us know down below. And that's the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comment section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye!